Hey there guys, Cedaet here, and welcome to my Amdapor Keep Speedrun walkthrough. Alright, so I've got a few friends with me here. We've got Stygian Phoenix, Jartia, and Invincible ID. Alright, this this walkthrough is how to do the speedrun. It's a 30-minute run, roughly, and here we go. So, at the beginning as a tank, you want to mark the you want to mark the lunatic follower with the staff because he does a move that actually is called void call, and what it does, it actually spawns another mob. So to avoid taking up too much time, that guy needs to die. The other lunatic follower, he with the axe, he does overpower, so you have to dodge that mechanic, but he can die pretty quickly, and as long as you dodge, nobody really takes any real damage. I have a bard and a dragoon with me, of course, so everything goes pretty quick. This is a relic run. I'm a relic warrior, and yeah. So here we go. Next room. The hippogriffs, they die pretty quick. I don't mark any of them, and usually I keep aggro on all of them. But having two relic ones, I wasn't expecting to lose aggro as well as I did. But it's easier to alternate in between all three mobs with your rotation, because it helps keep you aggro on all of them. See, I lost that one, but I got him back with a tomahawk, I think. Yeah. Alright, he's going to die pretty quick, so it doesn't matter. Yep, there he goes. But, so, sorry for my bad taking, guys. I wasn't ready for it, I guess. But, it's whatever. But as soon as these guys die, in the next room, there's in a hallway, there's two hippogriffs and a Dullahan. I like to kill the Dullahan first because you have no real pressure of having to kill the hippogriffs too fast, because the Dullahan can come and hit you with Iron Justice, but we'll get to that. So, alright, and here we go. I believe yeah. I get to provoke him. Oh no, tomahawk. And boom. Alright, so you keep him away from the party so he can't actually do Iron Justice to the party, and he got him pretty quick. Usually if you kill him fast enough, you'll kill him before he actually does Iron Justice, and kill the hippogriffs. So you might see the camera be a little awkward because I'm trying to let everyone be shown while we're killing them. So I try to keep that perspective of everybody doing what they're doing. So if you want to see how a dragoon destroys shit, or a bard, or even Stygian's weapons, which is all glowy, which is pretty awesome. Alright, so at the end of the hallway, you want to make a sharp left and hug the left wall, because if you don't, you'll actually, there's a huge possibility you'll aggro the hippogriffs to the right. Alright, when you enter the outside area, there's a Dullahan ready to be killed. And there we go. Alright, like I said before, make sure you face him away. If you kill him fast enough, Iron Justice will not be done. Or it will be started, but it won't actually hit anybody. So, alright. So, mark the lunatic follower with the staff, just in case, to make it easier for the DPS. And make sure as a warrior, you want to flash. Because if you don't flash and use provoke and things like that the paladins, the gladiator gives you, then it's going to be a lot harder for you to tank. You'll see that I'm using overpower. It is a waste of TP. I don't recommend it, but we're doing a burn through, and overpower does hit everybody, and my little bit of AoE towards the other lunatic follower actually does help just a little bit. So there's no particular order that you absolutely need to kill these lunatic followers in, but you know, if you want to kill the warrior for the AoE, the marauder one, it does help. Alright, so this is not what I do, and this is not what's going to happen, but you do want to hug that right little barricade, and usually you won't If you time it right, you won't be aggroing the Dullahan, but, well, see what I did. So, my bad to my party. uh, oh, man. But, after you kill the Dullahan, if you happen to aggro him, what you want to do is you want to kill that Hippogriff real quick, because there's one by himself. He's weak by himself. You know, he needs his buddies, but that's whatever. Try to stay near the tree, like I don't do, because if you can get as close as you can, then it doesn't really matter. You won't aggro the other Dullahan. There's no chance of it. Alright, so after you do that, keep hugging the right wall. Hop up there, mark that one guy. You're going to have to kill him at the portal, because he does Void Call, and he needs to die quick. The Dullahan will aggro you if you stay there. So, as I'm moving, the others are going to come to me. I'm probably will lose aggro here. But you kill them as fast as possible. You stay on that little right platform, and the Dullahan will not aggro you. And once you kill these guys, you actually will open up the portal to the first boss. Alright, well, if you didn't know, guys, to the left of the portal, over there where I'm looking right now, you'll see a little treasure coffer beside that Dullahan. It's a demon brick pet. It is a cool pet, and a lot of people don't usually, get it. But alright, so this is first boss. This lunatic priest, when he's down to about 50% health, he will actually be he will spawn the actual boss, the Psych Player. So once we get to the Psych Player, I'll explain what to do in a quick way and make sure that you know what happens during that fight. Oh man, we actually almost killed him before the Psych Player. Okay, so the Psych Player, during the course of this fight, as a tank, you want to immediately put your attention on him, because after you've hit the Lunatic Priest enough, he's not going to go to the ads. But you want to run behind this area to the left, or you can do it to the right. It's just a little more dodging that you have to do. But as soon as you get this guy behind this wall, he spawns stone marionettes, and they do AoE damages. There's the large he spawns a very large one, and he does these AoEs that could actually kill the party in one hit. If you're behind the tree area that I'm in right now, you will not get hit with the damage. I repeat, you will not get hit with the damage. And you can have one DPS focus on the stone marionettes, or both of them, just burn them down real quick, and then jump back on the stone flayer or Psych Player. I'm dumb. Okay, and but usually you can kill him within a minute or two if your DPS is high enough. If it's not, just relax, enjoy the run. Even if it's a longer run, it doesn't need to be a speed run, because like some people, the only way you're going to get the gear is if you do it, and people with lower level gear do need to do it. So for the purpose of this run, you can kill him within a minute or two, and you can avoid all the damage from the actual large dude. Like, you can see him walking in the background. His AoE is pretty large, and I think you might get to yep, you get to see one. See how I'm standing in it? It will not hurt me. But it doesn't matter, because he doesn't even have time to do it, because that dude is dead. Alright, so in this chest usually is the headpiece that drops. Hoplite if you're a tank. Toxidus is one of the ones for the DPS, more so for Bard. Then you have the Strategos, which I think is for casters of black magic and or intelligence based. And then you have the Demagogue, Demagogue for healers. Alright, so new mechanic. As you're running through this, these statues, they spawn 2 to 3 mobs. The first one is usually 2, and then when you go into the next room, that has them is usually 3. You want to, as a tank, grab them, and they don't do AoE damages, but you want to face them away. Sorry about that, guys. Got a little bit of a yawning problem there for a second. Alright, so as soon as these guys die, you want to run to the next room. There's going to be 2 Hound Lights and a Brontatar. The Hound Lights do more damage than the Brontatar, so it's in your party's best interest to kill them as fast as possible because your tank will not like them very much. So, you know, make sure. Um, if you're healer, if you are a tank and you are very confident in your healer to be able to keep you alive during the course of it, have them be in cleric stance. Because if you know you're not going to die, then it isn't really a big deal. They can do damage too, and adds just that little extra DPS that I can actually kill all the bosses. But you know, that'll come with Demon Wall. So, having a little bit of trouble with Warrior. I like to feel like I'm a good warrior, so I hope you guys are enjoying my tanking. But all these fucking Hound Lights, like they aggro me and then they just run away. Actually, yeah, we killed the Brontatar first, but it's alright. They just burning them down. I think that Invincible's pretty much doing AoEs, which is okay, because he does enough damage to both of them to to really just hurt them. So during the course of this, you're going to see Jay or Tia take take aggro from me. He's doing it on purpose. He's a friend of mine. He's a good friend of mine actually, and he likes to fuck with me. So, all right. So you run to the next room. Don't run completely in the room. I had regen on me, so Stygian has aggro, but 3 of them spawn. If you run into her too much, you will actually aggro the Dullahan in there, and that just makes this fight a little more difficult. So, like before, burn them down, and enjoy the show. Alright, so once these guys are dead, which these guys are pretty much dead, I have 2 more to kill. To the right is the jewelry treasure coffer. So you can have one person run over there and grab that treasure coffer. It will more than likely, it's very rare that a hoplite piece drops, but it's alright because you want your, if you don't have the gear as a tank, you know, like I recommend you getting dark light for this run anyway. It makes life so much easier. But we're all gonna run over there today because you can either, oh excuse me, you can either run behind the Dullahan if he runs far enough, or you can run all the way around the room like we're doing today. If you have a bard, have them put on Swift Song, and you can run just that little bit faster. Alright, so in this room, there's 2 that spawn, so run just enough to get it in there, and then run back. Just like every other statue fight, you want to burn them down pretty quick. They're going to run in here and say hi to me, because they didn't have regen on. Alright. So, burn them down as fast as possible. Alright. So these guys are burnt down pretty quick. You want to run to the left, hug the left wall. You want to kill that Dullahan first, because if you start killing all these mobs, it's going to make life a little more difficult. So, like as always, make sure that he's facing away from the party. Alright, so once you've done that, You see the statues that are surrounding the area, don't run too far. Let those 3 guys spawn and then run back. Alrighty. As you can see, Jay probably has aggro, or has aggro on one of them, but he can handle that just that little bit because he does so much damage it doesn't really matter, you know. So he's pretty boss DPS. So is Invincible though. I got like two of the better players, and Invincible may be running Bard here, but he is a very well geared Dragoon as well. I just wanted a Bard for this run just to showcase, you know, everybody doing their thing. So yeah, and that guy's dead. All right, so you want to pull the first group. Make sure you don't run too far. I run to the right a little bit. I want to kill that Hound Knight first, of course, and let the fun begin. All right, so also when you get past this group, then when you get close enough, Demon Wall, the next boss, his room will be open, and more than likely you're not going to be able to actually dodge that Dullahan or even the Brontatar or the Hound Knight if you don't run, you know, far enough to the right. But you can grab the Dullahan like you'll see that I'm about to do here shortly. If everything goes according to plan, you pull him into that room and you just kill the Dullahan really quickly. So, oh my gosh, why are we taking so long? We're not. We're just fighting all different mobs. Okay. Alright, and now, so you want to run to the right towards that tree. Dodge a little bit of the tree branches. I'm going to grab him and pull him into the room. Hopefully they won't start hitting him until they get into the room. And of course he's being hit when he gets into the room. So, got to bring him in. Assholes. But you can fight him right here. You won't aggro the Brontatars or the Hound Knight. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about Demon Wall while I have a chance. Alright, so in this fight, over the course of the fight, he's going to be spawning things on the ground. Do not stand in them. They will hurt you, and they will put heavy on you, and it's not good for anybody. Alright, so just start the fight like normal. Just be ready to run. It's better to have a Bard and Dragoons and Monks because they can just continuously hit. But you'll see how he's doing the inside and the outside. He does it twice. After he does it the second time, he will do a move called Repel. If you are not standing in the middle, looking straight ahead at him, you can possibly be knocked off. So don't do that. And if the party is good enough, DPS wise, you should be able to kill him a little bit after the bee spawn or a little before the bee spawn. That is all according to how your party is. It doesn't necessarily mean your DPS is bad if you have to go all the way, because it is better to sometimes just kill the bees with a limit break and then go on. So we'll see how my party does. Alright, so we're on the second spawning of the crap on the floor, and he's already down to 25%. So we're doing good. We're doing good. Alright, second repel, limit break. Alright. The bees have come. If you have the bees as a tank, it's actually just easier for you to grab the bees and pull them away. And they're dead. So, there you go. That is the Demon Wall fight. It's a very easy mechanic, just he has this problem. Alright, so this 2 chests are pants. I don't need either pants, I don't think. I probably passed on. I think I passed on both of them. But, you know, if you need the pants, need all the pants. If you don't need them, greed, whatever. Yeah, I have all of the pants because I've been doing AK so much. But alright, so this next room. The next room is about burning every one of these mobs down as fast as possible, because this is where you can get slowed down a major amount. So those floating eyes, they do a frontal AoE damage, and the Houndlight, of course, and the this is not Brontatars, but the other guys. So Soul Collectors, they are not fun either, but they only do melee damage. They don't really do anything else, so it's all right. As soon as these guys are dead, the next pool will be a succubus. Whether if you're a warrior or paladin, you can use provoke to actually grab the succubus, but I have a ranged DPS that actually grabs them for me, and that's invincible. Invincible's awesome. So after these guys are dead, during all these fights, all the succubus or succubi that actually are in the area, well, in the immediate area to you, will actually put AoEs on the ground. So it's not fun. It's pretty annoying. See, like as I was running, that happened. So I provoked her, and I believe, yep, invincible shot her. So I grab aggro as fast as possible. She does Fira or Thundara or Thunder, Void Thunder, and it hurts like a bitch. So if she does Void Fira, it can one-shot you if you were lower geared. Do not, and I repeat, do not stand in it at any cost. You know, always avoid stuff. MMO mechanic. Never stand and shit on the ground if it's not produced by a player. So, alright, kill these Soul Collectors. See how the Dullahan's are walking away? He will be coming into that later. So, and you'll see throughout this, as a warrior, even if the self-fills aren't the best, I always like to use Inner Beast and Infuriate, because I would like to alleviate Stygian as much as possible, because she is as good of a healer as she is. You know, she doesn't need to be focused on heals all the time, and if she can be doing a little bit of DPS as well, just to boost us along. So you'll see that half my health stays kind of low most of the time, but that's okay. I asked for that at the beginning of this dungeon. So it is no big deal. Alright, so across the hall, like, the succubus isn't that close usually. So you have to have provoke, or if you can reach it, or range DPS to hit it. And she walks all the way around. So as you saw, invincible is like succubus incoming. So alright, and now as a warrior I will provoke, and the Dullahan's running towards me now, because it alleviates the fight and it makes it a little easier when you can just run and burn through like 2 mobs instead of having to run through and kill a Dullahan and then 2 mobs and then a succubus with 2 mobs. It's just absolute hell. So kill as fast as possible, burn them down, burn them down. Yeah. And sorry guys for no sound today. Well, other than my voice, of course, because my music decided that it did not want to to show up like when I was rendering. So this is a re-recording. I should have said that at the beginning, but I'm recording over what we did. But kill the floating eye first, because that frontal AoE damage thing burned down that Soul Collector. Alright, kill the Houndlight, then kill the Soul Collector. After you burn these guys down, there's a Pat Dullahan walking around again. We will not be killing him first, I believe. I believe we kill the other mobs first, and then I grab the Dullahan. So you can do either or. It's actually easier, and these having to run back and forth as a melee sucks. But it's whatever. It's whatever, you know, floats their boat. But alright. So, alright, go around the corner, of course, go across the bridge. You see the Dullahan right there. Okay. There's a way, like, if you're fast enough, you can kill these mobs fast enough before he gets there. It's not a Houndlight, it's the Soul, the Cephaleus, or whatever they're called. The floating eye guy. But I pull him because I don't want to deal with having to potentially pull the the Dullahan, so I'm trying to burn them down as fast as possible. You'll see that I'm actually looking constantly back to make sure that the Dullahan is not behind me and scaring the crap out of me. So, because he will hurt me. He will hurt me good. And good timing. The Soul Collector is actually almost dead. Go ahead and pull the big boy real quick. Alright. And we're not even killing it. Oh, the Soul Collector's now dead. Okay. So once you kill the Dullahan, the next pull, there's a few ways that you can do it. If you are crafty and skilled enough, my party probably isn't, because I think we actually messed this up. But we will find out in a moment. We're both watching this. Alright, so there's a succubus and 3 mobs. It is a pain in the ass to try to pull all these together and I pull them all. So it's a lot of strain on the healer as a tank. So make sure you grab that aggro super quick. For a minute I actually think I'd leave the aggro on Stygian for a second, and I apologize to you, Stygian, but thank you for bringing them to me because you know what to do. Alright, so burn down the succubus as fast as possible, and after that you want to kill the houndlights because they can kill your party. And yeah, so alright, succubus down. Let's kill these dudes down real quick. Alright, as a warrior, guys, even if it doesn't do as much damage as you would like, if you feel confident in your healer, you can do Steel Cyclone. You should probably saw me do it at least once in this fight. But it is perfectly okay to be able to do that. And yeah, so don't be afraid to use it. There you go. See, I used it right there. It's a good burning mechanism, especially if you don't have many AoEers, which I do. But you know, if you don't, it's a good thing to have. So other people, when they do speedruns like this, they actually take the tank and make you run and pull all the mobs while everybody follows you, and the tank gets to die and the healer gets to revive them throughout the whole thing. It's pretty annoying to have weakness, but for this part, I don't remember if we do this, but I think we might. But you can skip both of these Dullahans. I repeat, you can skip them both. I don't skip them because I'm like, damn it, I pulled them, but it's okay. You can kill these pretty fast. They're making fun of me for not being sneaky. Sorry about this, guys. I just made this a little bit longer. That extra minute matters, but it is a faster run. We do this in a third of the time allotted, and you can skip this guy. Jay is just ballsier than I am and tried to go for me. But excuse me. Alright, as soon as we are available to run past this guy. You can pass them both if you just time it correctly. And we're at the final boss. Woo! Cheer for me, guys. Give me a hand. Okay, so the last boss, he's very boring to a tank, in my opinion, but that's only my opinion. You know, you might enjoy tanking this boss, but he's boring to me because I sit in a corner by myself the whole time. But I'll explain that. Alright, so this boss, as interesting as he is, when you pull him, you want to pull him in this top right corner, because this statue is the last one that will disappear if you were slow DPS. If you have slow DPS. Alright, so let's pull this guy. Alright, trying to zoom out so you don't just see the back of my head. Alright, so you will see where Jay is standing, there's a statue. During the parts of the fight, he does a move called Imminent Catastrophe, and the DPS have to actually be behind a statue, just like in the first boss where you had to be behind something and not get hit with the AoE. Same thing, but Imminent Catastrophe can one-shot your party. So that mechanic has to be there. If you have slower DPS, you'll notice during the course of a fight, maybe not this particular fight, but the fight nonetheless, you'll see a pink light on one of your players. They have to run as far away, because once that pink line is done, it actually spawns an orb, and that orb, actually, sorry guys, let me change. He actually will spawn an orb that pulses damage, and it can kill the party pretty quickly. So during imminent catastrophe, what happens is you will actually, excuse me, you will actually spawn an ad when the statues will disappear. So you have to be quick on the DPS, because if you get all 4 ads and he does imminent catastrophe, it could wipe the party. So either way, it's always something. Also, if as a tank, he also gives you a disease during rotten breath, and when he gives you rotten breath, heals do not come as good. So like you have to have a Suna or leeches done to you by your healers. So once that happens, you get good heals again, and everything's golden. So, but when you kill the ad, you want to make sure that one of the DPS is actually on the ad, and it goes a lot quicker. Alrighty. Alright, so you'll see that we're building limit break a little bit during this, because we're going to limit break kill it. So, yep. As soon as we get that limit break 2, you'll see Jay destroy this dragon's face. Oh, he only did 1 limit break 1. But, alright, there you go, guys. He's now dead. It's usually the body piece that drops here. So you'll get either Hoplite and any of the ones I mentioned before. And guys, I want to thank you so very much for watching. Thank you guys for doing this video with me, Invincible, Jay, and Stygian. I love you all, and have a good day, guys. Alright.